Hello, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is your reading for the week of June 5th to the 11th. First card out, you have Deep Knowing. There's something that you just know within yourself that it's gonna happen. You know, I'm getting a vision of like, I just know that this is gonna happen. I just know, and I see you almost saying it to someone else outside of yourself. Like, say for example, you have a friend who just broke up with their boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, and it's like, I just know that they're gonna get back together. I just know that you're going to keep talking to them. Like, I see here a deep psychic knowing that you have that's really, really strong for you this week. So pay attention to any psychic insights that you get at this time. The number 43 might also be important for you. That would be January, February, March, April. April 3rd might be an important date or be a birthday of someone significant. We also have the 3 of water, and it did come out in reversed for you. And you know what saying is coming through with this? I don't know. I'm like addicted to watching Instagram reels, and there's like an audio on there that's like, reduce your expectations to 0. And I am seeing that with you. You set yourself free when you released all of these unrealistic expectations. And I almost see a situation in your life where you're just having radical acceptance for where it's at currently. And it's almost like you're not even getting your hopes up, but you're gonna live your life in accordance to that anyways. Does that make any sense? Like for example, if you are waiting for a friend, a partner, a family member to do something, I almost feel like you're not going into it with any expectations at all. You're just, you know, saying, okay, if you want to do that thing, you can do it, but you know, you're not getting your happiness wrapped up in something that doesn't exist yet. It's almost like you're taking on this approach of, I'll believe it when I see it, and in the meantime, like, I'm not going to get my hopes up, my expectations up. And this could be a particularly good mindset to have if any of you are doing anything such as applying to jobs or using dating apps or websites. It's like, I'm not going to sit here and expect to find my soulmate or my dream job, but you know, I'm going to apply whatever anyways. I'm going to swipe anyways and just see what happens. And I feel like that's the best mindset to be in this week, because I feel like when you get your expectations so wrapped up into something, you have like extreme disappointment. And I feel like you learned your lesson with that. So having this 3 of Cups card in reverse, it's like, I'm like reducing my expectations to 0. And if something wants to happen, then something happens. And it's almost like you're taking on this perspective of, I'm happy and fine on my own. That's like my baseline of comfort and happiness. And then anything in addition to that is just increasing my happiness, you know? And I feel like that is the type of energy you're gonna be in once you get rid of all these expectations that you may be placing on yourself, on others, or on certain situations to play out the way that you want them to. Your final oracle card before we dive into the tarot is the Curse. And I feel this very strongly for Scorpio. I see this as generational curses. For example, I know a Scorpio, and it's like for the past 3 to 4 generations, you know, their father and mother and their parents and their parents and their parents, they were very much alcoholics, bartenders, really just into the whole alcohol thing, and lived very short lives because of it, you know, dying from alcohol-related diseases and just stuff like that. And this person literally does not drink, and they were in the same exact type of working environment that their ancestors were in. And I feel for them that this week, they're also Scorpio, they will be finally breaking out of that kind of generational curse or that generational story of, you know, we keep living our life like this. This is how it's always been. This is how our ancestry line works. I see you breaking a generational curse this week. For some of you, you could be graduating. You could be the first person in your family line to get a college degree or a high school diploma or something like that. Or you're the first of the family that you know of who's not an alcoholic or a drug addict or overcoming some type of health issue by really, really, really being on point with your health. I'm seeing something like that coming to the surface this week, so that is really interesting. So yeah, breaking generational curses is a hard thing to do. Like, you're going to be the first of your family to do something. I really feel that. Or at least of your family line. Because your siblings might also break family curses as well, if you have siblings, but possibly. Anyways, I just feel like you know deep within yourself that there's something better out there for you, and you're kind of like putting yourself out there to receive it, but you're not getting your hopes up prematurely. Does that make sense? So we're going to be using the Wildwood Tarot today, doing our regular 9 cards. and just seeing more about this week and what is in store for you, Scorpio. So first card out for you is the Eight of Stones, skill. I'm seeing you here keeping your head down, improving your skills. I'm also seeing researching and studying something so you're fully confident for doing it. For example, like some of you guys might be getting an interview and you're like really researching the company and the position that you're being hired as, really studying the ins and outs of it and just making it really seem like you're qualified even if you aren't. I'm seeing something like that here. Also, or if you're going on like a first date. Now, I don't know if anyone else does this, but I do this. If I like match someone on a dating app and right before the first date, I'll like, I feel this weird urge to like look through their whole dating profile and like remember as much as possible. So that way I don't like come off as like a dick forgetting things. So I don't know. I see something like that here for you this week where you're like studying something before it happens. Also, I'm seeing here, we see that he's doing the same thing over and over again, doing the same craft over and over again to improve and master his skill. So there's something here about improving the quality of your work through repetition. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Practice makes perfect. The more you do this, the better at it you will get, okay? So if you haven't started this thing, it's just something you're starting, that's when the phrase starting is the hardest part comes through. So if you, for example, are not someone who likes dating casually, you've never, like all of your partners in the past, all of your lovers in the past kind of were just like showed up in your life, like they were mutual friends or whatever, but now you're an adult and it's not as easy perhaps to socialize. It might be really difficult for you to just go meet a stranger, you know, that might be something really anxiety driven here. But it's like, you know, the first one is the hardest. The first time you do it, it's the hardest. It gets easier and easier and easier as you go. And obviously it doesn't have to be dating. It could be anything in your life. But I'm seeing you almost, there's a lot of you here, I feel, that are doing something for the first time and you're hesitating, but it's like, just go for it and just keep at it because you will get better and better as time goes on. So it's beautiful. And that will reduce your anxiety as well. So second card out is the Four of Arrows, rest. Make sure you're getting adequate sleep and rest this week. I really feel guided to say, especially if you're somebody who is trying to build muscle or improve your health in some way, that rest component is really, really important because you need to give your muscles and your joints and your bones and your whole body time to rest, process, rejuvenate. Same thing with your mental health as well. If you're doing so many different things, so many new inputs, anxiety, going out of your comfort zone things, give yourself time of just like nothingness, just to like recenter yourself, you know, however that looks for you, having a nice rest day, to reset your energies. I feel like that's really required at some point this week, so make sure you do that. Third card out is the Stag in reversed. This is what it looks like upright. Beautiful. I see here that balance is needed. You know, you are part of this tree of life, and it's, you know, something that you are responsible for. So I see you taking on more responsibility this week in some way, shape, or form. And that's not a bad thing, guys. And also I'm seeing here this theme of karma and past good deeds that you've done is coming back to you this week, which is excellent. Or to be honest with you, it could even be the other side, the flip side for some of you watching. If you've done a lot of bad in the past, I am seeing you taking on more responsibility to better the planet, better the world, kind of as to even the scales. Does that make sense? So there's something here about karma and justice and judgment going on here with the Stag card. It's like all of the good deeds that you've done in the past are coming back around in beautiful blessings this week. Same thing can be said about, you know, not your most favorable moments from the past. They could be coming back around. And you're learning a lesson from that, okay? Experiencing some type of karma, which isn't going to be hard. It's going to feel even and peaceful for you, no matter which case it is, okay? We have your fourth card. We're now on the second row. The Two of Arrows, injustice. Interesting. Injustice. We have those scales here, right underneath the Eight of Stones, skill. I do wonder, Scorpio, if something is coming to a close. Someone, and it could be an organization, a person, a situation that's treated you unfairly for so long. you're finally going to be able to say goodbye to that, and you're leveling up. And you know, you could have already left this for some of you. So for example, like if your most recent ex was just really bad to you and like you did way more work in that relationship than they did, I'm seeing this week maybe the week that you actually kind of have some type of win, some type of success, or even like meeting someone new, although I'm not really seeing that this week. We'll see the other cards though. That almost like proves them wrong, or it's just like it feels so, it's like rubbing salt in the wound that they created themselves. You're like, you did this to yourself and now you are suffering the consequences. I am seeing here, you're viewing someone in your life or a situation in your life. It could be like a job even, it could be like a group that you were a part of, suffering the consequences of their own actions. You know, Scorpio, I feel like a lot of Scorpios have a dark side. And I feel like you're low-key kind of gonna enjoy this, like, oh, kind of did that to yourself there, huh? You know? So, I don't know. I'm just seeing a situation here where it's like, the scales of karma always balance out. And you're watching someone in your life suffer because of that. Like, for example, like, say your job always underpaid you and treated you harshly, and it's like, this is the week where you're putting in your 2-week notice, and they're freaking out, begging you to stay, and it's like, oh, should have valued me while I was here, and they can't find a replacement. It's like, oh, that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. Should have valued me when I was here. Now you're gonna struggle without me, so have fun. Same thing with a relationship, if it's a relationship, or, I don't know, I'm seeing a group, though. I'm seeing a group situation. Could even be a friend group for some of you. It's like you're leaving a friend group that, or like a club that really just discredited you a lot, disrespected you a lot. And it's like, well, have fun. I was the most creative person here. I had the most personality and I was like the social glue, and y'all treated me wrong. So have fun being bored without me. You know, I don't know. I'm getting a weird satisfaction that you get this week from, kind of watching people suffer, not gonna lie, very Scorpio of you. Watching people suffer because of their own actions, you know, they should have valued you while you were there. Center of your spread is the green woman, the Empress. Exactly, yeah, this is why I feel like it's someone else, not you. Because you feel like you know your worth this week. You've been knowing your worth, and finally you're manifesting something in your life that values that worth as well. When you know your own internal worth, the universe will reflect that worth back to you in the form of blessings, success, beautiful people who respect you, money, like everything going right. I just got goosebumps. It's like you're finally understanding your worth, which is why you're no longer sticking around these environments and these people who don't understand, who sleep on you, literally, with this card. Someone was sleeping on you. So you're knowing your worth, you're transforming, you're flying away, you're walking away. And they're like, oh wait, no, where are you going? Like, you did all of this for me. And it's like, you didn't realize what you had until it was gone. So have fun. And it's like, this is a power move, guys. You're gonna feel powerful this week. Should have not taken me for granted while I was there. Sixth card out for you is the Four of Stones in reversed, protection. Make sure your booty is covered, y'all. Okay, I feel like there's something about this transition that you're making that's, it's a little bit out of your comfort zone. So I just want to make sure that you are getting enough rest this week and saving enough money. This is not a week that I would be splurging, spending. Just make sure everything is, you know, set in stone, put in place. You have a nice foundation for yourself. So for example, if you're getting a new job this week, make sure that you have money saved, you know, before the checks start rolling in. Make sure that, especially if you're taking a pay cut of any sort, that you're making lifestyle changes to adjust to that pay cut. If you are dating someone new and you're feeling really enthralled by them, you know, you're having those new dating, new love hormones, make sure you're keeping the foundation of still seeing your friends and family, having your alone time, you know, don't dive too deeply into it to the point where you lose yourself. It's just saying, like, keep yourself protected during this transition. It's not a bad thing. It's just, you know, keep that in the back of your mind. Third row out now, the seventh card. We have the Queen of Bows hair. Yeah, power move, power move, power move. Scorpio, yes. I feel like you need some cheerleaders around you right now. Oh my gosh, this is just a beautiful reading because I feel like You are going where you're valued. And I see you taking on more, again, like we said, more responsibility in some way. So I do wonder if some of you are getting a promotion, a new job where you have different responsibilities, or it's just like you're finally being valued and that's why you're having more responsibility. Like you have more people looking up to you, more people to be responsible of. It's kind of like even if you're an entrepreneur, and you're on social media, for example, you're on YouTube, you have a podcast, you have a platform, it's like you can really just say whatever you want when you have like 2 people following you. But when you have the whole masses of people following you, thousands and thousands of people following you, you have to be a little bit more responsible about the message that you're putting out there because, you know, you're changing the world, you're influencing society. You're an influencer. That's what influencers do. They change the opinions of society. You're a trendsetter, Scorpio. So you have to be more responsible with what you say, with what you do. And I think that is also why you're really just making sure that you're perfecting your craft, you're perfecting, you know, your belief system, your mindset, you're doing a lot of research just to make sure that you are the best candidate for this new level of responsibility that you're taking on. So the 8th card out, we have the Green Man in reversed. This is a story with T, y'all. Right underneath, let's point that out. Underneath, Green Man reversed underneath the Green Woman. We have a matching pair here, a power couple, or it would be a power couple, but the masculine in this couple, and it doesn't have to be a couple. When I say divine masculine and feminine, I'm not specifically talking about gender. Someone who should have been the divine masculine, providing the structure, or maybe the money if it's a job, or the respect. Someone who should have been lifting up the divine feminine, the creative, lifting up the love, the beauty, and offering practical support and showing their love and appreciation through actions. They didn't do that. They were more like, it's my way or the highway. If you don't like me, go find someone else. Oh my gosh, I hate people like that. I hate when people are like, yeah, I'm an a-hole, but if you don't like it, go find someone else. It's like, if you can admit that you're like a doucher, you should change the behaviors that make you a doucher. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate when people say things like that. Like literally, you're sitting here admitting your character flaws and you're not changing it. Like you're not taking responsibility for your place in society. I can't. Anyways, moral of the story is you're here, center of the spread, on top, in your divine feminine, manifesting what you want, goddess, God, whatever. It does not matter gender. All right, in your power, in your divine power. And you're manifesting this brand new beginning for yourself. You're leveling up, Scorpio. And look who's right underneath you. Someone beneath you. They are suffering. They are struggling. Because they were always like super stubborn, my way or the highway, not putting in as much love, attention to detail, and energy into keeping this relationship balanced. They weren't doing that, and now they're feeling salty, okay? Again, this could be a job, this could be a relationship, this could be a friend group, someone or something that you're like, you know what, I know my worth now, and I'm not sticking around here because you do not respect me, you do not see or value my worth, and you're sitting here trying to convince me that I am worth less, and I am not stooping to that level anymore. I'm moving on, and I see you leaving, starting a whole new life for yourself that is in environments that actually appreciate you. And now this person, place, or thing is like seeing you being appreciated, seeing you being valued for what you have to offer. And it's like finally after you're gone, they see what you were offering them. It was like they were blind the whole time. And now they're finally seeing what you have to offer. And it's like too little too late. Like go screw yourself. You know, you had your chance, you missed it. All right, get away, loser. Like oh my gosh, Scorpio, you have a dark streak. I love this reading though, it's really fun. A final card out for you is the 8 of Bows, Hearthfire, and look at that, celebration with friends. Like, heck yeah, you got out of there, you did it, you're succeeding in life. I love this energy for you. Like, I'm getting high off this energy. Like, you are leaving the people, the places, the things that disrespected you. And you're in a new environment now that challenges you in a good way. It's like you have to stay up to date on your skills. You know, you have to polish your knowledge and your know-abouts because you're now around new people, new environments that are more like your level or higher. Does that make sense? So it's like what they offer is a lot. And it's like, okay, let me make sure that what I'm offering is good. Like, let me make sure that I have all my ducks in a row. You know, it's kind of like when you have a job that underappreciates you and underpays you, you just sit around and like do the worst job ever. But if you are actually appreciated at your job and you're actually paid well, you want to have that work with like good integrity. You want to stay in that company. You want to grow in that company or that relationship. Same message applies. Like if you're undervalued in a relationship, you're not going to feel as guided to do all these little nitty gritty things to show your person appreciation or pour so much energy and time into the relationship. You're just not going to want to do that when you're underappreciated. I love this reading for you. I see you getting what you deserve and people are feeling salty for it. So, and you're getting a weird satisfaction from it because, you know, you have that dark streak. But thank you guys for joining me. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to hear how this resonated with you down below. And if you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. Go ahead and subscribe to my other channel as well for pick a card tarot readings and spiritual chit chats. That is at LAURDOWNS. Link to that is on my channel homepage. Okay, bye-bye.